Good morning, Jefferson City. I'm Erin, and after a little more than a week away, I'm officially back in the NT Daily chair. And apparently I missed a lot. Amanda covered the elections, interviewed guests, covered sports, which I'm told went surprisingly well, and somehow managed not to burn the place down, which is an urge that we have to fight sometimes. So frankly, I'm starting to question whether they needed me back at all. And I left town for 1 week, and Olive Garden finally announces the opening date. Jefferson City, I don't know if those two things are related, but you're welcome. So we've got plenty to catch up on this Monday morning, so let's get into it. We'll start this morning with a piece of technology you've probably driven past without giving it much thought. Steffi Smith, our local government reporter, reported on how Jefferson City police are defending the use of flock safety cameras. Automated license plate readers positioned around the city that police say have become an important tool for finding stolen vehicles, locating missing people, and investigating crimes. Police Chief Eric Wilde says the department maintains 17 flock cameras monitoring public streets. There are also cameras at entrances to city parks, along with additional cameras owned by private businesses and individuals. The cameras record information including a vehicle's license plate, make, model, and color. That information can then be cross-checked with law enforcement databases. If, for example, a stolen vehicle passes a camera, officers can receive an alert. Wilde says the technology has become particularly valuable as the department deals with a staffing shortage of about a dozen officers. The cameras also raise privacy concerns. A group called The Flock argues that automated plate readers can create a record of people's movements even when they haven't done anything wrong. Its crowdsourced map identified roughly 40 cameras around the Jefferson City area, including both public and privately owned systems. The city declined a News Tribune request for a map of its camera location, citing an exemption involving surveillance methods. Wilde says Jefferson City officers aren't sitting around monitoring everyone who drives past. He says the system is used when people are actually searching for someone or investigating a crime, and the department has safeguards meant to prevent misuse. The city's camera data is retained for 30 days before being automatically deleted. And while we're talking about people driving around Jefferson City, which is something we all have to do, especially if we are anticipating going to that new Olive Garden opening here soon, which TBD, I have that date. Here is something you'll want to know before you head out the door today. MoDOT is beginning work this morning on Missouri Boulevard near South 10 Mile Drive and the Route 179 interchange. Crews are implementing a temporary traffic shift on westbound Missouri Boulevard, and the number of turn lanes from Route 179 onto westbound Missouri Boulevard will drop from 2 to 1. The traffic changes are expected to be in place from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. today and tomorrow, weather permitting, although the work could stretch to next week. Crews are also partially closing the shoulder of the eastbound US 50 exit ramp to 179 while signal and light poles are installed. So if your Monday commute already requires Missouri Boulevard, maybe give yourself a few extra minutes because nothing says welcome back to work on a Monday quite like construction traffic. So a quick word from our sponsors at MU Healthcare. MU Healthcare's front door is never too far from yours, with more than 80 locations across mid-Missouri and expert hospital care in Jefferson City and Columbia. MU Healthcare is committed to ensuring every Missourian has access to the region's most advanced diagnostic and treatment options. MU Healthcare, expert care close to you. Now, in the state political world where the fight over ballot issues has not stopped, Amendment 6, the fight over whether Amendment 6 will be on the November ballot, moved from the courtroom to the sidewalk Friday. Hundreds of supporters of Respect Missouri voters gathered outside Secretary of State Denny Hoskins' office in Jefferson City, calling on him to reverse his decision to keep Amendment 6 off the November ballot. The proposed amendment would make it harder for lawmakers to change voter-approved laws, requiring at least 80% approval in the General Assembly for changes to citizen-initiated laws. It would also require ballot summaries to be clear, unbiased, fair, and accurate. Supporters gathered more than 367,000 signatures in an effort to qualify for the measure. But Hoskins announced last week that he considers the proposal unconstitutional, arguing in part that it combines multiple subjects into one amendment. Respect Missouri Voters has now sued him in Cole County. I think that has become quite common now, arguing the Secretary of State does not have the authority to make that constitutional determination himself. Attorney Chuck Atfield, who is representing the coalition, is seeking a hearing this Friday, August 14th. And there is a pretty tight clock here. Changes to ballot language cannot be made fewer than 8 weeks before an election. So it gives the courts a September 8th deadline to resolve the dispute if Amendment 6 is going to appear on the November ballot. This is also one of 2 lawsuits Hoskins is facing over citizen petitions following last week's primary election. Before we end the day with some quick hits, let's talk about what's for dinner this week. I know my house is empty because, I haven't been there. So, Hen House has fresh cut pork steaks for $1.89 a pound, boneless, skinless chicken breast for $2.99 a pound, and KC strip steaks for $13.99 a pound. You can also grab seedless watermelon, blueberries, or red seedless grapes. At the deli, there is Black Forest ham for $8.99 a pound, Mrs. Jerry's Rotelli pasta salad, and over in the bakery, cinnamon rolls are just $2.99 for a 6-count, and there is fresh baked French bread for $1.99. These specials run through Tuesday, August 11th at Jefferson City, 1904 Southwest Boulevard. So go see our friends at Hen House, your local market. A few quick hits. Jefferson City, it is happening after years, genuinely years, of Jefferson City collectively asking when we were going to get an Olive Garden. We finally have a date. The restaurant will officially open Monday, August 17th at 512 Missouri Boulevard. The News Tribune reported that Olive Garden was actually voted the People's Choice business residents most wanted to see come to Jefferson City in polls going all the way back to 2015 and 2016. So after more than a decade of waiting, we are now exactly 1 week away from unlimited breadsticks. I've been gone since July 30th. I come back August 10th. Olive Garden opens August 17th. Again, I'm not claiming responsibility, just laying out the timeline. And finally, this morning, we have to congratulate the person who kept this chair warm while I was gone. Amanda Riley spent the weekend performing in the Little Theater's production of Disney's Frozen at the Miller Performing Arts Center. Frozen was one of the Little Theater's most ambitious productions yet, complete with custom costumes, specialized lighting, puppeteered versions of Olaf, and yes, even fake snow. So, congratulations to Amanda and the entire cast and crew on wrapping up that run this weekend. And if you went to the show, we want to see your pictures. Send us your favorite photos from the weekend, whether it was the cast, the costumes, kids meeting their favorite characters, or having a good night out. We'd love to see Jefferson City's Frozen through your eyes. And Amanda, thanks for holding down NT Daily while I was gone. Even the sports, especially the sports. Can't forget the sports. We're going to have more sports soon. Fall sports is just around the corner. But that is all we have for today, the NT Daily for Monday, August 10th. We will be back. I will be back, whether I like it or not, tomorrow. Have a good morning.